Iranian state media is reporting that authorities have arrested 12 members of an opposition network with links to Europe. The Revolutionary Guards accused the group of planning acts of sabotage in coordination with counter-revolutionary agents in Germany and the Netherlands. The arrests in Iran took place as shopkeepers and truck drivers across the country are taking part in a three-day strike that began on Monday.
Rows of shuttered shops in cities across Iran. It's a sign of just how far the anti-regime protest movement has spread after more than 2 months of demonstrations and violent pushback from the state. In this bazaar in Tehran, some shop owners said the authorities had warned them not to join the nationwide strike. Among those who have stayed open, there's still support for the protest movement.
This is a legitimate demand and they should be heard.
The strike comes as one top official announced the morality police would be disbanded, and the enforcement of strict dress codes for women has seemingly been scaled back.
It's much better without the morality police on the streets. You see more women walking around without a hijab, almost like they can decide for themselves. I think that's an improvement.
Opposition to the religious force has been at the centre of the protest movement that has since grown into a resounding call for regime change. But activists say the morality police have just been replaced by other security forces in the streets. And state media has since backtracked, casting doubt on whether the group has been shut down at all.
They are in fact not scrapped, the news was misreported, and even if the morality police are scrapped, this misinformation has worked in favour of the regime to distract folks, to distract the movement, to distract international solidarity from forming.
Because anyone who knows Iran knows that the morality police is not the problem.
The head of Iran's judiciary said anyone caught encouraging this week's strike will be arrested. But these threats are falling short, with so many Iranians willing to risk their lives and their freedom to call for an end to the regime.
Ghazal Abdullahi is an Iranian journalist and photographer. She took part in the mass protests in Tehran and fled to Germany just a few weeks ago. Ghazal, thank you so much for joining us on DW today. I'd like to start by asking you to share with us, if you would, some of your experiences when you were out on the streets protesting.
Hello and thank you. Right before I came here, I participated in protests in the street as well as many people. And I can talk about one experience that I had one day in a protests in the streets. We went to the street and we were walking. After minutes of walking, we looked behind us and there were so many people behind us, like 200 people. And we were all walking slowly in silence. And then just in a second, the guards came and, we ran away. We had to run away. I got shot by paintball bullets, and they hit me. I fell down on the ground, and one guy, he opened his car and shouted that, come to my car. And so I went to his car, and I was in the car, and the guards came around the car, started shooting to the car and hitting the car. And I was just one glass away from getting arrested by the police.
Ghazal, your description there is really powerful. I can hear in your voice just how terrifying a situation that was. And so I'd like to ask you why you joined the protests. Clearly, you knew, people know the danger they're putting themselves into. What made you so determined to protest on the streets?
Well, first of all, my mother, she's a political prisoner, and she has been a women's rights activist in Iran, and she has been in prison for 2 years. So this is one reason, and the other reason that's more important reason is that I'm one of so many people in Iran that wanted to see a change. And, well, everyone is now participating in protests for the cause of change, to see the change. And we only have our lives to exchange for freedom.
Ghazal, the protests have been going on for nearly 3 months now. Do you feel like they're making a difference? Do you feel that they're as strong as they were when they first started? Or, in fact, are they even stronger?
Of course, from the start, we started so strong and still going so strong. People are getting smarter day by day, changing the ways they're protesting, they're striking, and yeah, everyone is getting stronger in Iran. People has the power now.
Can I ask you about the attention that is being focused on these protests? They're being watched across the world. Are activists in Iran aware of the solidarity and support? And really, what would you say? What else needs to be done from the outside to support the protests in Iran?
Oh, well, all the known activists in Iran, they got arrested since the protests started. Even just the people, just the normal people that were fighting for their rights got arrested. So people in the streets who are participating in the protests and everything, yeah, the solidarity here gives them hope. They see the videos and the protests here, and it just gives them so much hope. It makes them stronger when they see all these people outside of country, outside of Iran.
Ghazal Abdullahi, thank you so much for talking to us today, and we wish you all the very best.
Thank you.